All right, how you doing tonight? Hope everybody had a good day today. Happy Tuesday. We've got a pair of things to open tonight. A case of Leaf Best Basketball, which is actually a fairly quick break, all things considered. And then a case of Panini Select Football. That one will take us a little bit longer. Before we get started tearing into our packs and our boxes, there is a little pre-break information to go over, so we're going to roll through that here. First up, feedback, 100% automated. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will instantly get positive feedback in return. And second message there, probably the most important, well, definitely the most important of the two, is to say thank you. I do appreciate you being here, spending part of your evening with me. Always appreciate those of you who bid and break and chat with me. And yeah, I'm glad to have you. Keep me company. Taking a look now at breaks that are listed on eBay already that we'll be breaking over the next few nights. So tomorrow there are two new releases that come out on Wednesday, Select Basketball and Donruss Baseball. Both of them are, together they would be an extremely long break, so I split them up. So Wednesday night we'll open a Gold Rush Trifecta football box. That's got our 3 autographed memorabilia items in it. And we'll open a full case of Select Basketball. Then on Thursday, we're going to start earlier than normal at 9 o'clock. And we'll open a Leaf Multisport jersey and then a half case of Donruss Baseball. That half case of Donruss Baseball is going to take us a while. That's why we're starting early at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. On Friday, a 3-box inner case of Onyx Preferred Players autographed baseballs. We have a new release on Friday this week, too. That is Encased Football. And we're going to open a full case of Encased on Friday night, along with the second case of Select Basketball. Saturday, we'll open an autographed Gold Rush basketball jersey and a half case of Heritage Baseball. Sunday, Leaf full-sized autographed football helmet. We'll open our, what I believe is going to be our final case of Leaf Best Basketball. It's the last that I have on hand anyway, unless I find some more somewhere. And then we will open another 20-box master case of Contenders Optic Football. That's all on Sunday night. So that's what the days ahead look like for tonight. Here's what you need to know. We don't have any free shipping breaks tonight. Everything's a paid shipping break. Leaf Best of Basketball, Select Football. I'm projecting this out no later than Saturday. The reason it's projected out a little farther into the week than maybe it would normally be, I've got to take my mom to get cataract surgery this week, and that's going to have me tied up for a good part of one day, and then I guess we've got some follow-up appointments the following day. So hopefully I'm going to be able to still get some stuff out on those days, in which case I would be able to get it to you sooner than Saturday. But if for some reason I can't, then Saturday should be, I feel like, the latest that we would have things shipping from tonight. I hope it's going to be sooner, but that's to be on the safe side, in other words. Consolation cards, they really don't matter for Select Football. Every team is going to pull a card, so no worries there. It does matter in Leaf Best of Basketball, so if you are in that break, your team is not pulled, you get skunked, you are still going to get consolation cards in the mail, and they will ship out with the rest of the break. So that is what we need to know there. So once again, first up will be our 10-box case of 2018-19 Leaf Best of Basketball. It's a full case break. It is break number 5. Everything we're opening tonight ended tonight on eBay Tuesday night, the 5th of March. Team names, of course, on the left-hand side. Your eBay user ID is across from your team name on the right-hand side if you happen to be the winning bidder tonight. We did have one spot here that was redemption only, and basically what that means to you is this. Leaf started something new this year, and they started it actually with Best of Football, and they put some redemption cards in there. Now, this is a buyback product, okay? So it's not going to be like it would be a redemption for a Michael Jordan autograph or something like that. If they had that, we'd pull it live in the product. The redemptions can be either a sealed box of cards or a sealed rare pack of cards or some signed memorabilia. So that's the only thing we would find on a redemption, and if we were to pull a redemption tonight, of course, it would go to that redemption bidding spot. So no matter what was on the redemption, it would go to that redemption bidding spot. All right? So what else do we need to know? There's going to be one buyback card in each one of these boxes. There's also going to be one Leaf original card inside of each of these boxes. Most of our original cards are pretty self-explanatory. They'll either have a team name on the little blurb on the back that will tell us, or we'll be able to determine from the uniform. There's a couple that don't have a home. One of them is LaMelo Ball. If we pull the Leaf Original LaMelo Ball, it would go out by way of random. Let's see what else. There's one in there that would go by length of service, Oscar Robertson, which would go to the Kings because he played in the NBA the longest for the Cincinnati Royals, which are the current Sacramento Kings. And I think the rest of them will be fairly self-explanatory as we go. Bobby Knight's in here, you know, the Indiana coach, Bobby Knight. And I thought that was going to random until one of you pointed out that he actually shows up in the stats on NBA.com as having played a couple of games for the Knicks. So there you go. We pull Bobby Knight original. It will go to the Knicks. So who's here in chat tonight? Danny's with us and Joshua's here. Joshua's asking if we have any unpaid teams. Not in Best of Basketball. There is potentially one in Select Football, but I'll double check that after we finish up Leaf Best of Basketball, see if that's still sitting unpaid or not. And Ezekiel is here. Joshua said some of these teams went high in Leaf Best of Basketball. Yeah, that's because some of the cards that come out of here can be like crazy good stuff, you know. So that's the fun part of the buyback products is you never know what's going to be in here, and some of them are really, like, as my brother-in-law would say, bombs away kind of hits. You know. Danny, you said you tried to get multiple teams in Leaf Best of Basketball, but the bidding went high. So you think my clientele is made up of hedge fund managers? No, I don't think it's quite that. But I think that a lot of people, you know, some people break for fun and keep it themselves. That's kind of what I tend to do. I don't really resell a lot when I buy into other people's breaks. I'm usually, you know, buying into it because I want it myself. Although, I will say I hit things sometimes that are not the person or the team I want, and I might sell that. But there are a lot of people that do this kind of as a business, you know. I mean, like they buy into breaks and then they resell what they hit, and some people make a lot of money doing that. So, I think that's what it was. Chad, yes, we did do the rundown at the top, and yes, Select Football breaks after Leaf Best Basketball. So our Leaf Original card in here is Scottie Pippen, and that is headed to the Bulls. Our first buyback, hey, it's DeAndre Ayton. Not too shabby, and that's out of 2018 Black Friday, and it grades out to 9.5 and an autograph grade of 10. So Phoenix Suns, nice hit right out of the gate there with the Ayton. That's the way we like to do it. I don't know what I was looking up, seeing I've got all kind of weird stuff downloading on my computer. Whatever it is, I hope it doesn't interrupt our break. Like, see all these messages over there about something updating and downloading. Ooh, good times. Kyle Kuzma for the Lakers is the original. Our buyback, James Harden. That's nice. And that's out of National Treasures. You've got a really solid 3-color relic. Your autograph there. It's out of 2010-11 National Treasures. Century Materials grades out to a 9 card grade, a 10 autograph grade, and the card itself is numbered to 25, and that's the Oklahoma City Thunder. So the Thunder has really done, I have to say, pretty well in these breaks. They represent fairly often in Leaf Best Basketball we've been finding. Dominique Wilkins, the Atlanta Hawks, is our original card. And our buyback is Clyde Drexler. And that is numbered to 10. And this is originally out of what? 2014-15 Eminence Basketball. Little Clyde Drexler and the Rockets. It's a very solid relic and autograph to 10. The Leaf Original card is, oh, look at that. Clyde Drexler for the Rockets. Couldn't have planned that better, right? And our buyback is one Lonzo Ball out of 2017 Prism. So, of course, that's his rookie year. Card grades out to a Gem Mint 10. So, Lakers. Cool little Lonzo Ball rookie hit. And the Lakers have a Shaquille O'Neal. You can tell by the uniform. That's when Shaq was with the Lakers. Then we have, wow, Shaq. that's a double Shaq box. But I'm mostly saying wow because this is when he was a Sun. So Phoenix Suns have got a couple of great hits here. This is numbered to 25. It is out of 2017-18 Impeccable. Card grades to 9.5. The autograph grades to 10. And Phoenix Suns, you've got yourself another nice hit. Hakeem Olajuwon is our original card. That is the Rockets. And our buyback here is a triple-double Kobe Bryant. Very, very nice. It is numbered to 5. And this is this out of the Kobe Bryant set, do you suppose? Yeah, it's out of Kobe Eminence. It sure is, out of 2017 Kobe Eminence. So that's actually a little diamond chip in there. So Lakers, wow, pretty nice. And that's actually numbered to 8. Did I say that was numbered to 5? I might have said 5, like out of habit. It's not numbered to 5, it's numbered to 8. You probably saw that on there, even though you didn't. Even though I said 5, 8. And Bobby Knight, you guys know the deal with this. As I said, somebody had me look that up at another break. Bobby Knight showed a stat line of like 2 games with the Knicks. So there you go. He'll go to the Knicks on the original card. Markelle Fultz from Crown Royal, numbered to 199. It grades to a Gem Mint 9. Autograph grade to 10. And, of course, that's rookie year as well. That's for the Philadelphia 76ers. Juan, that Kobe is yours. Man, that is sweet, isn't it? I mean, that is a hit, man, because you all know how expensive that set is. That Kobe Eminence set is crazy expensive. Anthony Simons, Portland Trail Blazers. So you're not going to find too many of those cards floating around. I love that hit for you, man. And true to our word, the Thunder keep on hitting in here. Kevin Durant, that one to 75. And it is originally out of 13-14 Prestige. We've seen a lot of Kevin Durant coming out of Leaf Best Basketball. A little Dennis Rodman for the Bulls is our original card. And our buyback is from Immaculate. And Lakers kind of crushing it. That is numbered to 10 with Magic Johnson. And this is out of 17-18 Immaculate. And coming out, last box mojo time here. We have ourselves Larry Bird and the Celtics as our Leaf original card. And our buyback, if I can extract it, is, how about that? Steph Curry for the Warriors out of 18-19 Prism. That is out of Prism Choice. Now, guys, we have some Prism Choice. It was an international release, but we've got some boxes of it, and I'm going to be doing an all Prism mixer coming up sometime soon. This card grade to 9, autograph grade to 10, where we're going to take that Prism Choice, which is a really cool international version of Prism, or international release of Prism, and then we'll do some first off the line Prism, regular hobby. We'll do some blasters, some retail boxes. It's just going to be a big hodgepodge of different types of Prism in a Prism mixer. I just haven't had time to get it worked in, but we'll be doing that probably sometime by the end of the month anyway. So let's recap. Larry Bird for the Celtics. These are our Leaf original cards. Dennis Rodman's going to the Bulls. Anthony Simons, Blazers. Bobby Knight, Knicks, for reasons I already explained. Hakeem Olajuwon, Rockets. Shaq for the Lakers. Clyde Drexler, Rockets. Dominique Wilkins, Hawks. Kyle Kuzma, Lakers. Scottie Pippen, Bulls. Those were the Leaf originals. Now, a quick little run through our buyback product. The Lakers with Magic Johnson. /10. The Oklahoma City Thunder /75 with Kevin Durant. That spectacular Kobe Bryant /8 that's got a little diamond chip in it. I mean, that card is all kinds of awesome. And that is out of the Kobe Eminence product originally. And then we have Clyde Drexler /10 for the Rockets. And this was out of 14/15 Panini Eminence. Don't see a lot of those floating around either. And this from our Prism choice, 1819 Prism, a Steph Curry autograph for the Golden State Warriors. Markelle Fultz came out of 1718 Crown Royal, rookie hit for the 76ers. For the Phoenix Suns, you have Shaq, the big man, /25 relic and autograph, originally out of Impeccable. Lonzo Ball, rookie signature, graded to Gem Mint 10, out of 1718 Prism. And then James Harden for the Thunder. Like, you always forget about James Harden playing for the Thunder, but this is a nice little reminder. This is out of 1011 National Treasures, and it was originally numbered /25, so Oklahoma City Thunder with 2 very nice hits. And the Phoenix Suns started us off tonight with DeAndre Ayton, and that is a Black Friday card, graded to 9.5, autograph grade /10. So there is Leaf Best of Basketball in the books for tonight, and that's going to get us rolling with some select football. And let me get our spreadsheet set up for that, and get our case up on the table here, and then we'll roll right into select. Oh, I also need to check and see if that team got paid. Somebody asked me about that. So I will do that at the same time. Let's see where we sit on it. So yeah, it looks like, guys, that I have got the Jags available. Jacksonville Jags. If someone is interested in them, they were, what, $32 originally. Well, Brian, you can't really do a break on a buyback product as anything but a team break because there's no way to know who's in it. There's no checklist released with a buyback product. So it's not as though you can do a player break because there's no checklist to match it up with. So buyback products, there's only one way to do them, and that is by the team. So, I mean, I can't control, of course, unfortunately, what distribution there is for each team out of there. Similarly, we have no checklist to go by. That's the nature of buyback products. So it could be anybody, any team, anything in there. And I'm sorry if you were unaware as to what type of product it is or how it's broken down. I do wish that you had asked me. I would have been happy to fill you in on how it works, but there is no checklist that goes along with a buyback product from Leaf, unfortunately. Leaf in general, not real great with their checklists, but in particular, yeah, buyback products don't have one at all. Hi, Gina, how are you? And hi, Danny. And Michael, you want... Well, again, Brian, I'm sorry that you're unhappy with it. I wish you had asked me about it. I mean, it was listed as a team break, so I'm kind of surprised that at this point you're thinking, it should have been done differently. I would have certainly rather you had asked me ahead of time. There's, unfortunately not much you can do about it at this point. If it had been a random break or something like that, it would have noted that. But since it was sold as a team break and you purchased into it as a team break, unfortunately, I listed it as best I could. I've not, frankly, had anybody ever complain about it before. But again, I'm sorry that you're unhappy with the way it turned out. Sounds like you didn't get any hits, and I am sorry to hear that, but unfortunately, out of my control. So, Michael, you do want to pick up this team that is sitting here then. Let me double check and make sure that we're still awaiting payment. And yeah, it looks like they haven't paid, so the Jags are up for grabs there. Michael, do you have, by chance, if I type in my email, are you okay with sending the payment over that way, or do you need me to invoice you? So if you're okay with me just typing it in and you shooting over the payment, that's probably the easiest way to do it to kind of keep things moving. But if you'd rather have the invoice, I could do that as well. So let me know. Okay, Michael, you can send it. Perfect, man. I'm going to type it in right now. And this, of course, is for, this is what I use for PayPal. I don't check this for correspondence. I tell you guys this every time I type it in because I don't want somebody to send me a message and then me not see it, because I won't see it in there. I can almost guarantee you. So when you need to reach me, the best way to reach me is always going to be to shoot me a message over in eBay. That is where I'm going to probably be the most likely to find it. I only use this other for PayPal. All right, so I'm going to throw this up here, Michael. I typed that email in for you. Just let me know when you've got it squared away on your end. I'm going to update the spreadsheet here to reflect that you are picking up that team. So let me do that part real quick here. And oh, and I've got to get it out of eBay too. So hang on one second, guys, while I get the unpaid squared away. All right, we need to all right, so that is done. We got one thing done. Let me update this for the Jags to show it as a second chance. Okay, so let's get our spreadsheet up here for select football. Normally I put the spreadsheet up before I take the stuff out of the case, and I guess I got a little carried away. I was reading chat there, lost my train of thought, didn't get it up in the order that we normally do, but let's get it up here right now real quickly then. Once again, anticipating these breaks, what you're hitting or what you're seeing open tonight should be on the way no later than Saturday. If I can get it out to you faster than that, I will. As I said, I know I've got to take my mom for some cataract surgery and apparently some follow-up appointments the following day, etc. So I'd rather, project it for Saturday. If I can get it faster, I will. It's a 12-box case of 2018 Select Football. It is a full case break. This is break number 5. Once again, team names are on the left-hand side. Winning bidders are across from it on the right-hand side. And, of course, our second chance offer there went out because that team was unpaid for the Jags, and Michael was all happy. Michael was kind enough to get that all taken care of for us and get that picked up. So one less thing to worry about. We appreciate you, Michael. XRC Redemptions had their own bidding spot in here. As many, maybe all of you know, that XRC stuff, it should fall 3 per case. That's what Panini tells us on average that we're going to be looking at, is 3 per case. So that would be my expectation as to what we find tonight as well. Every once in a while, you might get lucky and something might come in ahead of that. Every once in a while they might mess something up and give you a little less than you expect, but that is what we're supposed to find on average, is 3 of those XRC redemptions per case. And of course, any of those that we pull will go to that bidding spot. Oh, Michael, you said it says that's not a valid email? I don't know. I typed it in that way. I'm making sure I didn't make any typos in it. Well, again, Brian, I'm not blaming you for anything at all, okay, Brian? I'm just saying when you buy into a team break, it's kind of, when you know that you're buying into a team break, it's then hard for me to say how am I to make that better when you kind of bought into it as a team break? I can't go back and make it a different type of break when it was sold as a team break. I guess that's kind of, maybe where I'm having a little difficulty understanding what your remedy is there. So I understand that you're frustrated that you didn't hit anything, but also I listed it as a team break, and if that wasn't the type of break you wanted to buy into, it certainly maybe would have been better if we had been able to have a discussion about it prior to it ending. I think that's the thing. But there's not much I can do about it after the fact. I certainly understand your point. You would have rather had a different type of break, and certainly it sounds like that there are lots of other people that break it that way. I just, unfortunately, that's not how I break them. You know, I break them as team breaks. So, again, I'm sorry that that's frustrating. I do the best I can, guys. I list all of the information in the description, so I can't know if someone has read it. I can't make someone read it. I can't force anybody to read what's there, but it is all in there. So I do try to provide it as best I can. All right, guys, so we are, oh, you found it and got it, Michael. All right, cool. Yeah, you know what, I do that sometimes too. I'm copying and pasting something, there's an extra space before or after something. It makes it difficult, it won't take it. So we're going to find loads and loads of base refractors in here. They're also known as prisms. And you're going to probably hear me call them both. You're going to hear me call them prisms. You're going to hear me call them refractors. They are one and the same. So it's just a matter of what your preference is as far as what you call it. So when you see that, that's what that is. For the most part, I'm just going to read out their names, and I will sleeve the vast majority of them after the fact in the essence of keeping things moving. We will have some that are numbered, like this one. Big Ben Roethlisberger here is to 99. That red there along the side is what clues us in to the fact that those are numbered to 99. And we're going to start things off the right way. The first hit that we see is going to be a 1 of 1 for the Dallas Cowboys. It is Jay Novacek, and that is a nice little hit for the boys. A throwback 1 of 1 die cut, first out, like nice, right? I like starting breaks with 1 of 1s. I do. I imagine you all do too. And I hope that means we're in for an exceptionally good case. That would be my hope. We've got a little die cut hanging out down here that I'm trying to retrieve. He's hanging down there on the bottom, and they tend to like to run away from you. This is numbered to 49. It is Anthony Miller and the Bears. All right, and we are looking at a Minka Fitzpatrick. That's a base refractor. Next up, there's a couple of different tricolor type things in here. This Phillip Rivers is to 199. The majority of our tricolor waves are to 199, but there is another version that is to 99, and I'll try and point that out when we see it. This is Sterling Shepard, and that is one of our field level prisms. Those fall 2 per box, and of course they go concourse, premier, and field level. There's an Ito Smith. And J.J. Watt is numbered to 99 for the Houston Texans. All right, that one. We've only found one of our hits so far, so we're still looking for one more autograph and one more memorabilia in here. That's Todd Gurley for the Rams, followed by Royce Freeman and the Broncos, Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers, and I forgot to get out the thick card sleeves. So let's get those out so we can get Mr. McCaffrey here sleeved up, and that is a relic for Carolina. So now we found one of our autographs, one of our relics. That is Adrian Peterson for the Redskins. And Jalen Samuels for my Pittsburgh Steelers. This is Ito Smith for the Falcons. Another red, white, and blue tricolor to 199. There's our other field level for this box. It's Jordy Nelson for the Raiders. Roquan Smith, Chicago Bears, numbered to 75. Autograph and relic. That's the last hit we were waiting on out of this box. And then there's a Tom Brady Prism or Refractor. Whatever your word of choice is on that one. So box 1 of 12 in the books. Starting off with a 101. I like it. I like it. Okay. We're going to try to keep kind of rolling through here now that we've taken a look at most of what we've got. I'm not going to flip everything over again as we come across it. You're going to know the red, white, and blues are to 199. We know the reds down the side are to 99. Well, we'll flip over the first blue that we find. We'll flip over the first white one that we find as well. Alrighty, if anybody happens to know the score of the University of Kentucky versus Ole Miss basketball game, let me know. Unless it's horrible, okay? So if it's horrible and my Kentucky Wildcats are getting beat by 10,000 points, then don't tell me that. If we're just getting beat by, you know, a little, that's fine. Or if we're ahead, that's even better. But if we're getting crushed, you know, don't tell me that part. Hopefully we're not getting crushed. But boy, you never know. I don't know. It's the tale of two teams this year with UK. Deshaun Jackson, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That is numbered to 99. There is a field level Calvin Ridley for the Falcons. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Antonio Brown to 199 for my Steelers. For now, he's going to be hitting the bricks before too long. The 49ers, Matt Breida to 75. Relic and autograph. There's Alvin Kamara for the Saints. For the Oakland Raiders, Bill Romanowski. And it is numbered to 15. Tie-dye, which is usually to 25, but this one is a little tie-dye to 15. How about that, Raiders? Making your life better. Khalil Mack for the Bears. Derek Carr, Raiders. I like the tie-dye in this product. There's an Andy Dalton. Here's our first blue. We finally get a look at a blue. It's also Andy Dalton. The blue are to 175. Denzel Ward for the Browns. There's John Riggins, numbered to 75 for the Washington Redskins. Deshaun Watson, Texans. Ooh, there's a Golden Tate tie-dye field level to 25. So, Eagles, not too bad. Field level tie-dye, right? We'll take that. And Devontae Adams for the Green Bay Packers is our second field level out of this box. And then you have Ronnie Harrison. There's Saquon. We will sleeve him now, even though we're doing most of these after the break to keep it moving. We'll stop and sleeve Saquon Barkley there because you know what? Yeah, he and Baker Mayfield, a couple of those guys, we'll sleeve them as we see them. Bo Jackson for the Raiders. There's Royce Freeman to 49 for the Broncos. And that, of course, the orange, okay? So the orange is to 149, the blue to 175, the red to 99. We haven't seen white yet, but we will probably. And when we do, the white is to 75. Oh, see, Peter was already on it. Peter's like typing in there, orange is to 49. See, Peter, you're on it, man. I like it. Randy, you said my UK Wildcats are down at the halftime, but only by 1 point. Well, that's not too bad then. That's I can live with the 1 point. Hopefully we don't get blown out of the gym like we did against Tennessee, because, oh man, that was awful. That was just terrible. So we're going to try to avoid a repeat of that tonight, one would hope, but you never know. You just never know. And thank you, Randy, for the score update, by the way. Sometimes it will pop up as a score notification on my tablet, because I use the tablet to see chat. I've got to use the laptop, runs the software for the break, and I can watch the camera there, but I watch it, it's kind of hard to explain, but I see it as me. When I use the iPad, I can see it as you. So I can see the chat, and I can see the break, and if some technical glitch happened, or it went down, or something strange happened, I can then catch it by watching, you know, the version that I watch as you on the tablet. So anyway, the moral of the story was, sometimes I get pop-ups on the tablet with score alerts, but not always. That was Big Ben for the Steelers with a prism. Behind that is a die cut, which I can't seem to get in the sleeve. There we go. A little die cut for the Jets with Johnson to 75. And by the way, I hear the Jets might now all of a sudden be in play for Antonio Brown. And I'm wondering if they would be thinking of coming. I don't think they'd come off of that number 3 pick. But maybe. I don't know. Hi, Latch. How you doing, man? Mitch Trubisky, numbered to 5. How about that if you've got the Chicago Bears? The biscuit to 5 on a tie-dye parallel. Very nice. Very, very nice. A Sony Michel insert prism Patriots. And a Plaxico Burress. When is the last time you pulled a Plaxico Burress anything? For real. To 25. We had a lot of nice low-numbered hits tonight for the Giants. 2-color relic autograph tie-dye. Whoops. Hang on now. Alvin Kamara there was a prism, and I sat him down without saying that. Kirk Cousins. And a 199, there's David Johnson for the Cardinals. And Anthony Miller for the Bears. And off to the races we go. Ah, Dave, you've got the Bears tonight. Yeah, I know, right? Like, Trubisky to 5, that's pretty sweet in here. It's part of the reason I like Select, though. You get nice veteran autographs alongside the rookie autographs in here. With Carson Wentz prism, there is Mark Andrews to 49 for the Ravens. A DJ Moore for the Panthers to 199. Oh, you've got the Bears and the XRC spot. All right, well, we know for sure we're going to get you something in XRC. Jameis Winston was field level. And we have Kalen Ballage. What am I saying? I was getting ready to say Jalen Ramsey. Kalen Ballage for the Dolphins. And a Tom Brady field level to 99, a field level tricolor wave for the Patriots. Von Miller. There's a white one, finally, to 75, David Johnson and the Arizona Cardinals. Jarvis Landry, Browns, field level. Mike White and the Cowboys. There comes our first XRC. We're going to flip it over here in a hot second. There was Cam Newton for the Panthers. But since I was so close to finishing that stack, I thought I would finish it and then flip it. So let's see who your first XRC is then in here, Dave. It is running back 5. All right, well, we've got running back 5 as our first XRC, so we need to try to get you into, like, a little bit lower number with the next one. Of course, honestly, you never know. Sometimes the better what end up being the better hits come out farther down the draft. You don't always get the best players in the early rounds. I mean, for instance, you know, Tom Brady not exactly drafted round 1, nor was Antonio Brown or Le'Veon Bell or a whole bunch of others. Brandon, the XRC spot, that is for these redemptions that we just pulled out. So these, you don't know who they are because they will coordinate to the 2019 draft. So you don't have any idea who the player is until after the 2019 draft is completed. And they have on average 3 per case, according to Panini's information. And the deal is this. They all go to that one XRC bidding spot. And they come out, they can be like quarterback 1 or wide receiver 3, or in this case we got running back 5. There's like defensive end 1, and that's so basically RB5 means that card will ultimately be of the running back who is drafted 5th overall in the 2019 draft. So that's how those work, Brandon. And they're kind of fun, but the thing is you don't get them obviously right away. You can go ahead and enter them into your account, but clearly they don't, you know, they don't know who they are until after the draft has taken place, and then they produce them and get them out. And it takes a little bit, but, you know, after that, so. Well, in that case, it is the 5th running back. So, again, that's what that little RB means. So, the player, RB5, means the 5th running back. If it said QB5, it would be the 5th quarterback. If it said WR5, it would be the 5th wide receiver, and so on like that. Derrick Henry, field level. Sony Michel for the Patriots, and a die cut Deshaun Watson and the Texans to 99. Well, Dave, we hope we find you an autographed QB1. That would be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? Oh, that would put you, that would, because that's probably going to be, it's looking increasingly likely that that will be Kyler Murray, isn't it? Braxton Berrios, that is to 25 for the Patriots. We are loaded up with tie-dye in this case. We are burning it up with tie-dye. Royce Freeman and the Broncos. And there's a Saquon Barkley insert for the Giants. We've got a little Baker Mayfield prism for the Browns. And a green, this looks like a green Velocity in here for Leighton Vander Esch. And it is numbered to 5. Got some really nice parallels come out of this case so far. So very cool little green Velocity Leighton Vander Esch. Of course, the Cowboys already have the 1 of 1 that started us off tonight. You get that to go along with, not too shabby. T.Y. Hilton and the Colts, that is field level. Eli Manning and the Giants, a little Jesse Bates to 199 for the Bengals. Then it is Will Dissly for the Seahawks, and we've got this looks like a gold Velocity, which is going to be to 10. And it's Lamar Jackson. Very nice. Very, very nice for the Ravens. I'm telling you, this is tuning up to possibly be an excellent case. We're pulling a lot of things in here that we haven't pulled out of our prior cases of Select. In fact, those are the first Velocities I think we've pulled, period, out of here. Naheem Hines Prism, that is to 175. It was Adrian Peterson. Terrell Edmonds. The Washington Redskins to 25. It's Chris Thompson. Tie-dye relic. Jalen Ramsey and the Jags. Naheem Hines and the Colts. It is numbered to 49. Little Indianapolis action there. And a refractor for Jalen Ramsey, and then a base. Making progress here. Oh, thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the kind words. Oh, Latch, you got to get up at 3 a.m.? Oh, man. Yeah, you got to get some Z's, brother. Don't be staying... Yeah, you don't want to be staying up to watch the end of this when you got to be up at 3 a.m. I would not. I'd probably already be sacked out if I had to be up at 3. Most nights I don't even get to bed until probably 2. Latchman, I don't have any more Bowman Jumbo to break, not by the case. Now, I do have a little more Bowman Draft Super Jumbo, but it's just loose boxes. It came from, you guys know the deal. I've got the one relatively new distributor that gives me odd lot quantities of stuff sometimes. So I have a couple of loose boxes of Bowman Draft. I think it's the Super Jumbo, though. One of them sitting here on the table, as a matter of fact. And those at some point, Latch, I'll put in a mixer, I guess. Because it's not enough, obviously, to do a full case or a half case or anything like that. So, that's all that's left of it. But, here's the thing. Bowman, 2019 Bowman is going to be out before you know it. So, you're going to have a shot at that. Latchman coming up before too awfully long. I can't remember the exact release date, and frankly, they change them so often. Even if I did remember it, they'd probably change it before it actually was released anyway. Deshaun Watson and the Texans. Mason Rudolph for my Pittsburgh Steelers to 199 with a relic. Melvin Gordon for the Chargers to 175. That's Jordan Thomas and the Texans. And Deshaun Hamilton for the Broncos. A tie-dye Darius Geis, Redskins. Yeah, you're gonna stick with Detroit. You're gonna go all in there on Casey Mize. Yeah, I would imagine he'll be, should be in all the 2019 Bowman stuff, I would imagine, pretty prominently. Of course, we don't ever know for sure until we see the checklist, but that would be my thought, of course. Adam Humphries to 199, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That will also get us Joey Bart when we get to it. Tom Brady insert Patriots, which he was not in Bowman Draft. Andrew Luck Colts. Yeah, they don't put, there's a field level DeAndre Hopkins in the Texans. They do not put the number 2 draft pick in Bowman Draft for some reason. They hold it out until you get to 2019 Bowman. Isn't that weird? Josh Rosen, poor guy. What's going to happen to him? We don't know. But for right now, here he is on a field level refractor for the Arizona Cardinals. Maybe he'll be there after the draft. Probably he won't. It's starting to sound that way. Matt Ryan and the Falcons. There's Dallas Goedert to 99 for the Eagles. Kiki, Texans. I mean, I've said all along, I could not believe they would trade Josh Rosen. And I still somehow just think that they shouldn't and they won't. But yet all of the talking heads say that they can and they are and they will. So I'm probably wrong. Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. This is to 199 for the Arizona Cardinals. It was Christian Kirk. Here we are for the Dolphins. Mike Gesicki. That one numbered to 35. Relic and autograph pairing. Randy says it is 48-48. UK and Ole Miss in a knot with 16:09 to go. Thank you, Randy, for the update on that. That is a Gurley refractor, an Odell Beckham refractor. This is to 199. Dawkins for the Eagles. I'm trying to take the ones out of the middle first because you know what? They make the camera go a weird color for some reason. There's certain like certain colors of boxes that when you stack them all up together, it washes out the color that the camera sees. It doesn't do it with all the products, only some of them. It's very strange. Very, very strange indeed. All right. Last one, you need some more Casey Mize. I hear you, man. I mean, hey, you can never get enough of the #1 overall draft pick. And, I mean, kid looks good. So, we would expect that hopefully he'll live up to his draft billing and come up and be a superstar. And you'll be able to make tons of money on all of his rookie stuff. Or his first Bowman stuff, I should say. Won't technically be his rookie cards. We've had that discussion before. So we have got coming Select Basketball Wednesday and Donruss Baseball Wednesday. Still got a bunch of Heritage Baseball to break, and all of that's got a pretty good amount of base cards. We are going to be super busy in the next couple of weeks. And then, of course, Encased Football comes out Friday. And then Tuesday, a week from today, we'll get a leaf. Which leaf is it? Is it Valiant? I don't know. Or I don't know. One of our Leaf baseball products comes out on Tuesday, but I can't remember which one. There's Johnson for the Jets. I've done so many pre-orders for Leaf Baseball and Leaf Football. I don't even remember which one's coming out next. Isn't that awful? It's Gesicki to $199 Dolphins. Christian Kirk for the Arizona Cardinals. Juju Smith-Schuster to $25. A little tie-dye. Pittsburgh Steelers. Brandon, you said there's a lawsuit against Panini. Ooh, I got to read more about this. This ought to be interesting because, no, I have not heard. And I just saw that glowing in our pile. We looked at it in our pile of base, but I didn't call it out as a prism. I just saw it glowing, the edge of it there as I was picking up the base to move them off. A class action lawsuit from a collector in Dallas about redemptions. Oh, well, that ought to be quite interesting then. Oh, I have not heard about that, though. Khalil Mack and the Bears. When did that happen? Recently? Here's our next XRC, and it's quarterback 2, so we're moving you up, Dreamer. We're moving you up. Got you to QB2 anyway, which will probably be either Dwayne Haskins or Kyler Murray, depending on your school of thought. Most likely one of those two. 400 Panini Rewards points. This replaces a hit in our product. And so as such, it's going to be given out by way of random.org at the end of the break, along with any other points cards that we might happen to find as we go along here tonight. A field level, a Saquon Barkley refractor for the Giants. Nice little hit there. Well, I mean, I consider those hits. I know not everybody does, but I do. Andy Dalton, Bengals. Marshawn Lattimore. That is numbered to 75 with a field level as well. Michael, you said it's also about autographs, the class action lawsuit. Well, I will have to do a little research on that. Calvin Ridley to $199, Falcons. And Derwin James, field level, rookie for the Chargers. Calvin's little brother Riley's coming through the draft this year. It's Carson Wentz for the Eagles. That is to $199, OBJ for the Giants. Denzel Ward for the Browns, numbered to 99. That's Deion Kane and the Colts. Deshaun Watson and the Texans. We've got ourselves another tie-dye. We are busted out in tie-dye tonight. Roquan Smith and the Bears to 25, also field level. Oh, we got a couple. I'm like getting ready to open another box. There's still, we still have a hit sitting up there. Case Keenum to 20. Well, it's a good thing you got this when you did, because I don't think he's going to be a Denver Bronco probably for too long, unless he's riding the pine. Anyway, nice Case Keenum autograph and relic, low number to 20, Denver Broncos. So we've got Joey Bosa's little brother Nick coming through, and then we've got Calvin Ridley's, I guess, presumably younger brother Riley. So we got a couple little family groups working their way through the draft this year. Of course, we have the Watt brothers, obviously. But no Watt brother this year, but I'm just thinking about all the different family groups that we've got in the various NFL teams. And hang on one second, kids. Brandon, you said you've got a Benintendi rookie autograph you've been waiting on for 2 years. You and me both, buddy. I have got one from Chronicles, and it was Benintendi on like one of the parallels. It was the pink version of, I don't remember, Spectra or something like that. But of course, it took me over 2 years. I just got a few months ago my Ezekiel, excuse me, my Ezekiel Elliott rookie autograph. I just got it like earlier this year, a couple months ago. Well, by now, maybe 4 months ago. So yeah, I mean, there's stuff. Oh, and there's stuff I've been waiting on way longer than a couple of years. But I feel your pain. I mean, it gets crazy. So it says it is a collector from the Dallas area filed a suit in federal court accusing Panini America of violating the State of Texas Deceptive Practices Act. Oh, well, that ought to be interesting. Oh, yeah, right, the Chubb cousins. Good call, Peter. I forgot about that. Yeah. Nick and Bradley. There are lots of little family groups. Of course, we've had the Mannings. They've only Eli left, but you know, there's a younger. It's Arch's. Isn't the brother who got hurt and never played professionally? Isn't his name Arch? You know, the dad's name's Archie. I want to say that son is maybe called Arch as well, and it's his kid, Jason Sanders for the Dolphins, who's like, I don't know, maybe an 8th grader, 9th grade or something, and they're already talking about like how awesome that kid is as a quarterback. I mean, the Mannings and quarterbacks are synonymous. Mark Walton and the Bengals, followed by a die-cut Trubisky, the biscuit, to 99, Chicago Bears. Jaleel Scott to 75 for the Ravens. Well, so I wonder then, I mean, if it's a class action lawsuit, that would apply to anybody that's ever bought Panini products. It's Nick Chubb for the Browns. This is to 199 Jordan Thomas and the Texans. Eli Manning and the Giants. So, I mean, like, even if the guy wins, I guess his goal is probably to get them to change their practices. Because let's say he won, and even if it were a big settlement, by the time the attorneys and everybody got paid, and all the millions of people that have bought Panini products, everybody probably get like 10 cents. It's to 25. It is a Trey Quinn tie-dye for the Redskins. But you know what I worry about, though? If, let's say they do change that, Michael Thomas and the Saints, and then it becomes that they don't put redemptions in. Cortland Sutton and the Broncos. There you have Zach Ertz and the Eagles to 199. Then what happens to all of those players? Royce Freeman and the Broncos. Are we just not going to get their autographs? Because that'd be the easiest thing for Panini to do, to just be like, well, you know, if I can't put a redemption in, they don't have it, they just don't go in the product. This is to 199 Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys. Because we all know that would affect a lot of things. It's Kerryon Johnson, field level for the Lions. Let's think about it. I mean, Tom Brady, he only signs, I think, once a year, and sometimes it's even longer than a year that he goes without signing. Jared Goff and the Rams. Mike Gesicki and the Dolphins. And I'm afraid, what I'm afraid would happen is that everything would then become a sticker autograph. So they would get somebody to sit down and sign when they finally did sign, and then they would have 1,000 stickers for Tom Brady. You know what I mean? This is Michael Thomas /25, tie-dye. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you that I would like to see it change. I'm just scared of how it might change, because I think about the players that we often pull in redemptions are often like the hot players that we really want, if you think about it. It's a field level James Washington Steelers. And then I worry, like, what happens if we don't get them at all? Deshaun Watson and the Texans. Kirk Cousins /175 for the Vikings. I mean, what I would think they would do is maybe more like what Topps does. Of course, Topps has fewer overall athletes to manage since they just deal with baseball these days. But that you almost have to like send your representatives out to sit in front of the people and get them to sign it. Because what happens is they send it to the athletes and then the athletes don't return it. They either return it late or they don't return it at all. And that's where you run into your problems. And that's hard to work around almost, unless you send somebody out to get it, or it switches to like an all sticker type thing. So, and then they're just signing 1 million of them at once, and Panini's using them for the next, 10 years or something. But that will be interesting to see how it plays out. Because for sure, it's a drag. I mean, it is bad. I'm also afraid here, just while I'm like thinking about the things that could happen, they could also then go back and say, well, we're not going to honor expired redemptions anymore, which I don't really want them to do either, because a lot of times the expired redemptions are still pretty good. I think the way that Topps does it is very nice in the sense that you put it in there, a certain amount of time passes. If you haven't gotten your card, there's a button right there on the website you can click that says send a replacement. Naheem Hines and the Colts. Then you have till 199. That is Corey Davis for the Titans. There's Will Dissly for the Seahawks. We have a tie-dye, die-cut Ryan Fitzpatrick. How about a little Fitz Magic for Tampa Bay, 225. So I would love to see them do something like that, because right now, Sony Michel, the only way you can get a replacement is either to be at the National or someplace like that where they're set up to trade out redemptions, which typically is the National, or you got to track down a live person, which can be challenging in and of itself. And that's, they will trade them out, but you got to do one of those things. It would be nice if there was just the button you could click and be done. Oh, look at that. Nick Mullins, tricolor wave /99, field level. San Francisco 49ers. Nice. Nice, nice. Adams for the Jets. There is Calais Campbell for the Jags. /75, it's Michael Gallup and the Cowboys. Well, Michael, I don't disagree with that. Michael's saying let it be 4 to 6 months and then you get some kind of compensation. Kerryon Johnson for the Lions. Yeah, I mean, I would be fine with that, saying compensation or, convert it into something. Convert that into rewards points, but then put decent stuff that you could get with them, /49, it is one Nick Chubb for the Browns. 2-color relic as well, which is always good when you have the Browns to get that second color on the relic. David Johnson for the Cardinals. There is a Marshawn Lattimore field level for the Saints. The Redskins to 199. It's Clinton Dix. I'm not, it's hard to think of him as a Redskin. I just think of him as a Packer. Tyreek Hill, Kansas City Chiefs. Followed by Steven Jackson and the Rams. Here is an Earl Thomas hit for the Seahawks to 199. Michael had a redemption from 2017. You put in for a Kobe redemption from 2013 and it filled instantly. Well, again, it has to do with the player availability. That's always the holdup. That's a Kiki refractor and a Deion Kane, numbered to 199 for the Colts. So yeah, that means that, well, first of all, it probably means that it was not an on-card autograph. It was probably a sticker that they put on there, I'm guessing, because the on-card stuff is harder, obviously, for them to fill, and it takes longer because they have to sit down with the athlete somewhere to get it. And secondly, Kobe probably had just signed a batch of stuff and they had a fresh group of, his autographs. Because I've had the same thing happen. I pulled a Kyrie Irving redemption out of a box I opened for myself, personal box of, I don't remember what it was now, 12-13 Brilliance or something like that. And I got it within probably 30 days. And of course that redemption had been expired for years. But it's because they had the card, and I guess they had a Kyrie, they were stickers, and they slapped it on there and sent it to me. So that's the difference. Well, no, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be mad at Panini, that you should be mad at Benintendi. I'm just saying that's the reality of why some of them come quickly and some of them do not. Because they are waiting on the players to return the autographs. Now, ideally, Panini should have it enforced in a way that they know they're going to get them or they get them. Which is like how Topps does it. Because with Topps, it's really rare that you wait for terribly long. And again, I know they're dealing with fewer athletes because it's a single sport kind of thing, but still, they've got to have a way that they're doing it, that they're not sitting waiting on so much stuff. And that's what Panini just sends it out and waits for the athlete to send it back. I don't think they necessarily always do their due diligence to, track it down or hound them or whatever. And I guess maybe you wouldn't, because then you'd be afraid they wouldn't sign for you anymore. So again, it's those weird push-pull things you run into. That was an Alvin Kamara refractor. Here comes Josh Rosen to 99. 3-color relic, Arizona Cardinals. Joshua, yes, send in your redemption, even if it's from 2004. If it's Panini, if it's Topps, we're talking about a whole other deal. But if it's Panini, yeah, you should be able to enter it in their website, on their website, just as if it were not expired. Eddie George field level for the Titans. Naheem Hines and the Colts, and a tie-dye Leonard Fournette and the Jags to 25. I mean, technically, they're not under any obligation to fill expired redemptions, obviously. Adrian Peterson for the Redskins. And they'll tell you that, basically, and they kind of let you know they're doing you a favor if you talk to a live person, if they swap something out for something you entered after it was, already expired, to 75 Myles Garrett and the Browns. So in that sense, you kind of have to just say okay and take what they give you when you enter it after expiration. But when you enter one that isn't expired and you still don't get it, those are the ones that I think are a little bit harder to swallow. Sterling Shepard to 25 for the Giants. So, yeah, I would but definitely enter it. Definitely enter the redemption. And you never know. I mean, stuff shows up out of the blue sometimes. Things I've forgotten about that just randomly show up one day. Mark Walton and the Bengals to 199. And there's a Khalil Mack refractor. And one of these days I do need to track down a live person there myself and just clean out all of my ones that are sitting there. Jalen Ramsey. This one is numbered to 75. Will Dissly for the Seahawks. Michael Gallup and the Cowboys. And a Sterling Shepard to 75. Field level. But yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what the guy is asking for. Ezekiel Elliott field level, Cowboys. DJ Moore and the Panthers. Is that, well, no, I don't think that is going to, well, I don't think that's numbered, but I don't know. Something about, like, I just caught the color on the edge, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that numbered? No, it is not. No, it is not. Glenn, you said you don't like how players sign new products and redemptions continue to go unsigned. You're talking about like what? Like, for instance, that Kerryon Johnson is live in some products now, but he still has some redemption sitting there? You mean that? Ooh, it's the mystery autograph. Oh, look what you just got, man. I told you all this was a good case. Look at your XRC. It is the 2019 mystery autograph tie-dye Prism Redemption. That is about the best. Well, it's maybe not as good as QB1, but Dave Dreamin, that is a big booming hit for your XRC spot. Will Dissly and the Seahawks. That just paid for your XRC spot like by 2 probably. That was Sony Michel. This is to 199 Chase Edmonds. He says, thank God. Were you sweating it out, man? I thought QB2 was pretty good too. I got to tell you what, QB2 was pretty good. Yeah, you all spotted the blue back on the XRC. You already knew that was coming as the the autograph. Yeah. I know. Yeah, you're right. We haven't seen a zebra yet. I'm scrolling back up through here. I missed a little bit of the chat. But yeah, we haven't seen the zebra yet. That's a good point. I don't know where that is. Hopefully we'll find it in here. But we did have one case where there was no zebra. Just one case, but we did have one case without one. So it had another one of one like laundry tag patch in it. It had still a nice hit in it, but no zebra was in that case. So we'll see what comes out of here and see if we can hopefully have one in this case, which has a hole. I have to say, I think this case has been going along pretty well tonight. Glenn, I just saw what you wrote. The Rams are killing you, and then I see what you wrote after that. I'm not going to read that out loud because goodness knows we don't need to start that whole dialogue again, but I see you, man. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Dirty Dog, yeah, you were on it. You spotted it that it was an autographed XRC, and so did Michael, seeing that blue back on it. You knew it was a good one. But I'm particularly glad that it's the mystery redemption. Those are really hard to find. The mystery ones, man, they don't come up nearly as often as like your QB1s and QB2s and all that kind of stuff. So, Polyrhythmic says, since it's a mystery, could you get a crappy player? I'm paraphrasing that. But no, the mystery picks are not going to be quote-unquote crappy players generally. That was Derek Carr for the Raiders. It's usually going to be somewhere in one of your top draft picks. Myles Garrett for the Browns. I mean, they won't announce it right away, but should be somewhere in probably a top 10 selection anyway. Andrew Luck /75 for the Colts. And Jesse Bates for the Bengals. Number /49, Dante Pettis and the 49ers. I think part of the reason they probably do that is because maybe they don't know who all they're going to have autograph deals with. So I think that's probably part of the reason they put in a mystery redemption, because they're maybe not entirely sure who all they're going to have deals with. That is a Shaquem Griffin field level for the Seahawks. I mean, that's just my theory as to why it is the mystery redemption, but that's what I think. Michael says it's like a top 10 pick, so he's all right. So we're on the same page there. Tyreek Hill for the Kansas City Chiefs. There's a little Brennan Scarlett. Red, Naheem Hines /99 for the Colts. San Francisco 49ers, Fred Warner /199. Oh, well, good evening to you too, Polyrhythmic. I see that you typed that in there. Tremaine Edmonds and the Bills. I know I'm a little behind on my chat right now. A little behind. Dave says you're hoping that let's hope for crappy. You guys are funny tonight. For the Dolphins, Kalen Ballage /35. And what, I almost stacked that in the wrong place. I was getting ready to stack that over there with the numbered things that aren't autographed. That's kind of a hot mess, wasn't it? Oh, Glenn, you have a Le'Veon Bell rookie card that you've been waiting on forever. Is it an on-card autograph? Shaquem Griffin, Seahawks. Leonard Fournette and the Jags. Because if it's out of like a higher end product or something like that that's an on-card versus a sticker, that's probably why you're waiting. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. And goodness knows, Le'Veon didn't have any extra time this offseason to sign, right? That was sarcasm, of course. Mason Rudolph /199 for the Steelers. Not that I'm bitter. Not that I'm bitter. That he skipped a whole season. Darius Leonard and the Colts. And Demarius Thomas, field level /75, Texans. Derek Carr, Raiders. And Darius Leonard /199 for the Colts. We're getting there. We're approaching the end. This is our next to last box. We're making progress. Polyrhythmic, we have not had a Josh Allen autograph yet tonight, as a matter of fact. We have not. Have we had any of our quarterbacks tonight? Well, we had Trubisky, but obviously he's not a rookie. I don't think we've had any of our rookie quarterbacks hitting an autograph yet tonight that I can think of anyway. But I will recap it, Polyrhythmic. Dave Dreamin says he needs some more Bears now. He needs to load back up on the Bears. I don't know, man. You're having a pretty good break already, but we'll see. We'll see if the Mojo's got some more in store for you there. We'll see what it brings forth. Oh, well, that's probably why you're waiting then, Glenn. If it's out of contenders, yeah, that's almost certainly why you are waiting, and you have seen it in other things because it's hard signed. Because for those, that's a whole other ball game. Because who knows? I mean, the last time he actually sat down and signed for them, we don't know when it was, but he could have signed thousands of stickers that can be used from now till the end of time. But if he hasn't sat down to do another signing with them in a couple of years, anything that would be hard signed would still be sitting there. Oh, Rosen, you're right, Joshua. So we have hit one of our rookie quarterbacks. We had a Rosen. But was it an autograph? It was just a patch. Yeah, just a patch. DJ Moore and the Panthers. That's an autograph and a patch. 75. Alvin Kamara and the Saints. David Johnson, Cardinals, and a little Saquon Gold Velocity for the Giants, number 210 on our handsome insert here. Not too shabby. I like all of those. There's Juju Smith-Schuster field level Steelers. Jesse Bates for the Bengals, and to 199, that is Dante Jackson for the Carolina Panthers. Darius Leonard, and a die cut Jimmy G for the 49ers. Little Jimmy G here is numbered to 49. A field level Lamar Jackson for the Ravens. It's going to be interesting to see what his sophomore season looks like, now that they have a chance to kind of build the playbook around him in the off season. Numbered to 10, Dallas Goedert and the Philadelphia Eagles, gold parallel. And a Josh Gordon refractor. Derek Carr for the Raiders. Myles Garrett for the Browns to 199. That's Khalil Mack and the Bears. Christian Kirk, Cardinals. But you know, for those of you who are waiting on redemptions and you are willing to substitute out, you don't necessarily care that you get the card that you're waiting on. You just want anything. Like I have some of those, I would be fine with that. Track some of them down for real on Facebook or Twitter. And if you can get a live person, they will take care of it for you. It's Von Miller to 75 for the Broncos. There's Keyshawn Johnson for the Jets. Will Fuller for the Texans. I mean, the last time I did that, I had, I don't know, 3 or 4 expired things. And I just said, trade them in. And the guy said, oh, you know, well, who's your favorite player, your favorite team or whatever? And I said, you know, anything Steelers is fine. And he ended up sending me a Jack Ham autograph to 25 out of Classics. And I think it was maybe Brett Kiesel or something. But it was a couple of players that, like, you don't pull all the time for the Steelers. This has been a few years ago. And I was really happy with that. And because what I traded in was something, you know, I didn't care that much about anyway. And it'd been sitting in there for a really long time. So if you can actually get a person, it can work out. All right, we are in our last box. So you know what that means? It is last box mojo time. This is where we're looking for our big hit and our zebra. We haven't seen a zebra. Do you think they're like not going to give it to us because they gave us so much other stuff? I mean, maybe. I told you we did have one other case that didn't have one. Oh, Brandon, you actually got him to answer the phone? Wow. See, I thought that was like a myth. I thought them answering the phone was like a unicorn. I didn't even think it existed. But you said you got through after 5 minutes hold? That's pretty good. Oh, Michael, you said they're offering you points now. Instead of subbing out cards, they're instead giving you points for stuff that has expired. Well, that's less fun. I much preferred it when they would just ask you who's your favorite team, who's your favorite player, and then send you something along those lines. But I haven't, as I said, I haven't done that in, oh, I don't know, probably a couple years. I've got a bunch of stuff in there I need to clean out. Josh Rosen and the Cardinals. Zach Ertz to 199 for the Eagles. Russell Wilson, Seahawks. A second Fred Warner. What are the odds? To 199 for the 49ers. Well, Brandon, yeah, man, I cannot believe that somebody answered the phone. That's pretty good. It's J.J. Watt and the Texans. They have always been notoriously hard to get in touch with. Denzel Ward and the Browns. There's Mason Rudolph blue to 175. Next up, it is Bradley Chubb to 75 for the Broncos. Autograph and patch. But you want to know, I'll tell you this. This is an interesting thing. For the first off the line stuff, do you guys ever try to buy the first off the line? Jared Goff and the Rams. If you do, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It's notoriously hard to get it. And even if you get lucky and you get it in your cart, it'll sell out before you can manage to check out half the time, or the cart will freeze up, or the page will freeze up. It's just kind of a slightly bit short of a nightmare. There's a Baker Mayfield prism that is the premier level, the mid-level. And so I did manage to get some select basketball first off the line in my cart the other day. Andrew Luck. This is to 49, Anthony Miller and the Bears. And I kept getting all these stupid error messages, but eventually I got it to go through. And, you know, it was a 3-box limit, but I eventually got it to go through. So I'm thinking, all right, I got 3 boxes of select basketball coming. I'll probably just open them myself. There's Aaron Jones for the Green Bay Packers, field level. So, great. I got my 3, and that's that. Troy Aikman for the Cowboys to 199's Jalen Ramsey. Well, FedEx comes. This is Andy Dalton and the Bengals. This is to 199. It is Juju Smith-Schuster and the Steelers bringing my first off the line yesterday. Except, guess what? I didn't have 1 package. Todd Gurley and the Rams. I didn't have 2 packages. I had 3 packages of first off the line select basketball. I'm like, wait, what? How did this happen? So I come up and pull up my credit card statement to 199 Chris Thompson. And sure enough, I had 3 separate charges for 3 separate orders of 3 boxes of select basketball first off the line. This is the Cowboys. And it is Brett Mayer. So yeah, that is an example of what I'm talking about, that they don't always have their stuff together over there, because they kept giving me error messages on the website. I thought I had 3 boxes. At some point when it was giving me error messages, it was really creating orders. Never got emails with the order numbers or anything that would lead me to believe that I had gotten more than 3 until FedEx showed up and I had 9. So I was like, well, alrighty. So yeah, Panini has some things they could work on. Phone is one of them. Their app is another one. There's lots of them, but anyway. So we have no zebra card showed up. So this is the second time that's happened to us. Both times that it happened, we had a 1-of-1 autograph in the case instead. So I'm going to just take a flyer here and tell you that my assumption is that perhaps when we get a 1-of-1 autograph, that is what happens. We do not get the zebra, because that's happened twice now. We've had 1-of-1s not autographed where we do get the zebra, but anytime the 1-of-1's been autographed, we haven't gotten it. 400 points. We got to give this away. I'm going to bring you along with me while we work our way through it. And it's pretty easy. We're just going to copy all of the team names, including the XRC redemption bidding spot, because, you know, that acted in the function of a team for this break, and they paid more than probably a lot of teams paid even. So they're in here too, skin in the game. This is pretty easy. We're going to dump them all here into our randomizer. I'll scroll through so you can see all of the teams in the XRC spot were copied and pasted in here. Because we have 33 items in our list, I'm going to hit random 1 single time. Whoever comes up in the number 1 not bidding spot, the number 1 random spot after I hit randomize gets the 400 points card. So it goes out to the Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers, getting the 400 points card here. So let me label that up real quickly, and then we will recap it. Hope everybody can read cursive. Since some people can't. If you can't, it says Chargers on it. 400 points card to the Chargers using random.org. All these go to our XRC redemption bidding spot. We have the mystery autograph, tie-dye, prism redemption. That is about as good as it gets, in my opinion. Love that hit for the XRC. And then you have QB2, probably be either Kyler Murray or Dwayne Haskins. And RB5, I don't know, man. Benny Snell, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. Just a thought. Just a guess. Hazarding a guess. Now our little stack of die cuts. Come up out of there, fellas. Von Miller for the Broncos. Jimmy G for the 49ers. Andrew Luck and the Colts. Myles Garrett for the Browns. A tie-dye. Fitzmagic. Buccaneers. The Biscuit for the Bears. Deshaun Watson, Texans. Johnson for the Jets. Watt for the Texans. And Anthony Miller for the Bears. So that's our die cuts. Here are our low numbered cards. Now you all know we've got tons of numbered cards that are higher numbered cards. We're looking at only the lower numbered stuff here. Saquon Barkley to 10. Well, these are in there because they're field level and numbered. Demaryius Thomas to 75. Sterling Shepard to 75. Leonard Fournette to 25. Roquan Smith to 25. Marshawn Lattimore to 75. Darius Geis to 25. Lamar Jackson to 10. To 5, Leighton Vander Esch and the Dallas Cowboys. To 25, Golden Tate. And then a John Riggins to 75 for the Redskins. All right. Onward and upward. Bradley Chubb, Broncos. Will Fuller for the Texans. Dallas Goedert to 10 for the Eagles. DJ Moore and the Panthers. Sterling Shepard and the Giants. Earl Thomas, Seahawks. Naheem Hines, Colts. And for the Redskins, Chris Thompson, Fred Warner for the 49ers. Mason Rudolph, Steelers. Kalen Ballage, Dolphins. Fred Warner again for the 49ers. Mark Walton for the Bengals. Josh Rosen for the Cardinals. There's Clinton Dix for the Redskins. Nick Chubb for the Browns. This is stacked in with autographs. It should have been stacked in with the low numbered, but anyway, we needed to recap it regardless. Michael Thomas for the Saints, tie-dye to 25. Dak Prescott for the Cowboys. Trey Quinn, Redskins. Jaleel Scott for the Ravens. Case Keenum, Broncos. Calvin Ridley for the Falcons. Juju Smith-Schuster, Steelers. Mike Gesicki, Dolphins. Adam Humphries, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mason Rudolph, Steelers. Chris Thompson, Redskins. Braxton Berrios, tie-dye as well for the Patriots. DJ Moore and the Panthers. Plaxico Burress, wow, for the Giants. You just don't pull that very often. Here's that really nice Trubisky, numbered to 5. Tie-dye to 5 for the Bears. And this is pretty nice too. Bill Romanowski to 15, tie-dye for the Raiders. Matt Breida, 49ers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Deshaun Jackson. Roquan Smith for the Bears. Christian McCaffrey for the Panthers. And the first thing we saw was Jay Novacek for the Dallas Cowboys with a die-cut 1/1 autograph hit for Dallas for the boys. All right, guys and gals, that is our break for tonight. That's all we had on tap. I will put up shipping information here one more time. We'll also take another look at the breaks coming up in the days ahead. If anybody missed either of those things earlier and you want to get the 411, here it comes your way. So this should be in the mail on the way to you no later than Saturday. I hope I can get it out sooner, but I do have to take my mother to get cataract surgery and some stuff like that. That's going to take up a big chunk of my time later this week on 2 different days. So Saturday is the projection, and I will try my very best to get it out to you faster than that. And of course, everybody pulled cards in select. You don't have to worry about consolation. If you didn't hit in Leaf Best of Basketball, you are still going to get consolation cards in the mail. They will ship out with the rest of the break. Now, the stuff that we're going to be breaking in the days ahead. So tomorrow night, we're going to break Gold Rush Trifecta Football. It's got 3 autographed memorabilia items in it and a case of select basketball. Yeah, that's right. It comes out tomorrow. Thursday, we're going to start early, 9 o'clock Eastern. A Leaf Multisport autographed jersey. Spots are sold by first letter of the last name. They're all listed in the football category. And we will break a half case of Donruss Baseball, which is actually a Wednesday release. I forgot again to change this. I keep saying, every night I'm typing in 18. It's not 18, it's 19. It's 2019. Donruss Baseball. Half case break on Thursday night. On Friday, we'll do another 3-box inner case of our Onyx Preferred Players autographed baseballs. Encased Football is a Friday release. We'll be breaking a full case of that and a second case of Select Basketball. Saturday, Gold Rush autographed basketball jersey and a half case of Heritage Baseball. Sunday, a Leaf full-size autographed football helmet and another case of Leaf Best of Basketball and Contenders Optic Football Master Case, 20-box break again on that. And yes, for those of you who were in the early part of the break tonight, Leaf Best of Basketball, once again, as it has always been in my breaks, will be listed as a team break. That's how I always do them. All right, that's it, guys and gals. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you being here, spending part of your night with me. And I guess I will see you the next time. Take care now. Bye.